Good afternoon, everyone. This is with Stu Ellis with his report on this morning on back roads of Illinois. I am Cesar Delgado. Here's Stu Ellis with his report.
Hello again, everyone. This is Stu Ellis, swinging open the farm gate for you once again today on the topic of farm management. And is your farm in the higher or lower third in terms of profitability? It's a good question for you. You may say you're in the middle. Well, how close to either? One of those top or bottom, are you? Brad Zwilling of Farm Business Farm Management identified characteristics of those farms in the top and bottom third. And he says, using the 2013 through 2022 10-year average, farms in the higher profit group were larger, had higher corn yields, crop shared a higher percentage of their acres, and had higher crop returns and lower costs, especially crop and power and equipment costs. Management returns and economic profit measurement were significantly greater for the higher profit farms. Farm size seems to be a contributing factor, he says, to the profitability of the higher profit farms since they were larger, generally from 300 to 550 more acres. The larger farms can spread their labor and machinery costs over those more acres, and contributing to lower cost per acre and higher profitability. The higher corn yields were a factor for crop returns, being $97 per acre in central Illinois, with higher rated soils to $123 per acre, higher in southern Illinois for the higher profit farms in the 10-year average, 2013 to 2022. And for that period, management returns were $235 to $262 per acre higher for the higher profit farms. Many factors contributed to some farms being more profitable than others. A few of those factors, such as weather, farm operators cannot control. But many factors, such as crop and machinery costs, operators can control. As in past studies of that type, not one single factor is the main contributor to the difference in profitability, but many factors are put together. Zwilling says careful analysis of your farm business records on at least an accrual adjusted basis over time can help individual farmers look at their own trends to help find ways to work toward higher profitability. And you can consult your local FBFM staff member, who's probably working closely with county extension offices to help out a little bit. Maybe make that evaluation to find out where you could make some improvements. Another question for you. When you store grain, does the cost of carry enter into your decision? Many farmers will look at cash bid offers at their local elevators either morning or evening email and decide whether to sell based on the day's price trend. With an inverted futures market and the rising cost to hold on to grain, the astute marketer is looking at a number of issues, including cost of carry. Farmers and grain elevators both have a cost of carry, which are not likely to be the same. CoBank says they're going to vary from rising interest rates to high crop prices and increasing operating costs around transportation, insurance, fuel, electricity, labor. Grain merchandisers are looking at record high cost of carry through this year and into next year for grains. And CoBank's Taylor Emke says anywhere there is grain sitting in storage, it's costing money. Right now, interest rates do not appear to be going down. In fact, they could still go up again. With the cost of storage so high, the incentive is there for them to move out the grain as quickly as possible just to get it off their books. That's for the elevator. How about for you, the farmer? Emke says it's a question that every farmer should know what their cost of carry is. You can certainly calculate that, determine whether you should price your grain or hold on. This is Stu Ellis.
Thanks, Stu, for this report on the storage. I will be interviewing with Chip Nellinger for tomorrow afternoon. Staying tuned. We were going to have a conversation about the grain deal with Russia and Ukraine. Yes, I am looking forward. I went to Peru yesterday. There are a great field across the Route 6. But we are getting to be wet for this week, but it's hot. We are going to have the article from Dan Grant from Illinois Farm Bureau on the podcast on Root Crown.
Red crown rot emerging issue in Illinois. Farmers are encouraged to inspect fields as red crown rot continues to spread in Illinois. Photo by Katrina Rawson. Farmers have reported cases of yellowing soybeans in patches of fields in recent weeks. And, while much of it could be tied to outbreaks of root rot, Phytophthora, soybean cyst nematodes, or recent findings of Septoria brown spot on lower leaves a new issue has emerged that can also result in leaf discoloration. Carl Bradley, University of Kentucky plant pathologist, said isolated cases of red crown rot continue to move from the southern U.S. into parts of Illinois, Indiana, and Missouri. This is not a new disease to soybeans. It's just new to this area, Bradley said at the University of Illinois Agronomy Field Day at the Orr Agricultural Center near Bayless. It was reported in Pike County for the first time, of anywhere in the state, in 2018. It has continued to spread. Red crown rot, which is caused by a soil-borne fungus, spread to an estimated 22 counties in Illinois last year, mostly in western and southwest Illinois. It causes chlorosis and necrosis of the leaves and a reddish coloration of the lower stem, often resembling sudden death syndrome or brown stem rot. But the telltale sign of red crown rot is the appearance of little, spherical features on the soy plants. If you think you have this for the first time, it's important to send plant samples to the University of Illinois lab, Bradley told Illinois farmers at the field day. It's very important you know what you have in your field. Red crown rot can take down soybean plants and cause yield loss. But findings of the disease so far are generally limited to small portions of fields. We've got hot spots in fields, Bradley said. The good news is the fields affected are still yielding okay. The majority of fields are not affected. It's a very patchy disease based on our observations in Kentucky. Carl Bradley, University of Kentucky plant pathologist who previously worked at the University of Illinois, shows farmers pictures of symptoms of red crown rot in soybeans during the U of I Agronomy Field Day at the Orr Agricultural Center in Pike County. The soy disease continues to spread in Illinois after it was first identified here in 2018. Photo by Daniel Grant. Seed treatments do provide some protection against red crown rot with at least one fungicide, Saltro, labeled for red crown rot in Illinois and surrounding states. So far, it appears the greatest risk for red crown rot is in later planted and double crop soybean fields, Bradley added. Corn rootworms popping up. Farmers should also keep an eye out for corn rootworms as adults of that pest are emerging around the state, according to Nick Sider, U of I Extension field crop entomologist. This is a good time to inspect fields to get a feel for the extent of your rootworm problem and how your traits/insecticides are performing, he noted in an Illinois Soybean Association crop report. In general, rootworms aren't a major problem in areas with widespread crop rotations. Sider noted he could hardly trap any rootworms in the Orr AG Center research fields. However, there are areas with continuous corn, particularly in northern Illinois, currently experiencing significant rootworm outbreaks. There's a very high chance if you're in a crop rotation, you won't have a major rootworm issue the next few years, Sider told farmers at the field day. What's concerning is when we find it and screen the insects, we find more with resistance to below ground traits. So, if you have corn on corn, you'll need an insecticide.
Thanks, Dan Grant. This morning's commodity prices for this morning in Chicago. Corn was down to $5.40 of the quarter. Beans are up to $15.49. Chicago wheat was pretty much down again at $7.09. I'm going to talking about the markets for this week. The corn market is completely different than previous season. Do you remember in 2020? The price was just getting to up to a couple of bucks. Now that we are going to have a busted or double whammy. the Feds, they were going to up on inflation rate today. I don't know about the rate is. We will see. Thanks for listening, and remember to subscribe to my podcast anytime on my YouTube channel with me. You've been listening to Back Roads of Illinois. I am Cesar Delgado. Have a great day. See you tomorrow with Chip Nellinger.